I got the right nebula that I can study anytime I want to. So that's a little more than what the rest of the scientific community have outside their window. So I got a little jump on them. But anyhow, the seawater contains all these elements in parts. They're not in molecules. Now some of them might form molecules eventually over time. Well, they have to form seeds. But when they're shifting around, this element, some elements will cling together and some won't. So the elements that will cling together, clung together, and the first two that clung together determine what the next element would be. And that determined what the next element would be. So as this shifting around in parts, these elements it was looking for eventually ended up there and clung onto it. That's the way I look at it, my imagination. And over a period of time, a seed would form. Now, one seed might be the seed of an elephant. One might be the seed of a tadpole, you know, and so on and so forth. But all these seeds were in the seawater. And when the conditions was right, these seeds would hatch and form this thing that the seed belonged to could survive once the food was there. That's the key. Once the food was there in the seawater, then whatever was trying to evolve, the seed could hatch and it would have food to survive. Not only food, but the climate and the temperature and all that stuff, the conditions. So by conditions, the seawater brought forth all life. And I suppose like the first creature was algae, because it can live off of water and air. Now it had food, so it could survive. So the whole sea was filled with algae. Alright, then once that was filled with algae, then the creature that could eat the algae and survive could evolve and hatch and survive, because it had all that food. And so the sea was filled with that creature along with the algae. So there you had two creatures, one more advanced than the algae. So then you had the creature that could eat the creature that ate the algae. It could evolve. So eventually the sea was filled with that creature. And so on up the chain of life. And that's the reason man was last, because his diet was so complex. We have to have a lot of things. If we lose one vitamin and we don't get enough of it, we'll die. So all the food had to be there for man, and he was the last one to come along. So that's how evolution equals seed, not turning from one thing into another. So that's the biblical story of evolution.